Good evening and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday the 26th of April 2026. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by, I don't really know who I'll be joined by, to be honest with you, so I'll just wing it myself for a while. But yeah, it's been a very busy week with all sorts going on. There's a protest yesterday in Cork. I'm waiting on videos to come in for that still, but I think the other one was called off this evening. The one with Ken O'Flynn and the rest of them, and he's like me top. I just stand up there. Let's see it there. Irish, Christian, white, straight, woke, unwoke, unvaxxed, meat eater, male. How else can I piss you off today? That was I wore that out today to the shops, and I got some looks, I have to say. Kids said, "Mommy, what does unwoke mean?" And the mother's trying to get away, like, you know what I mean? It was really funny. Hang on there, we just go through the comments. Ireland for the Irish, yeah. Blessed be all the patriots, yeah, you're right, Ed. Well said, Eddie. Ireland is full and needs mass deportations, yeah. Rupert Lowe has the right idea, I have to say. How are you, Vincent? How's things? Hello, Jane, how are you? Who's waiting? Yeah, Orla's not on me tonight. I think Orla's getting browned off now, I'm being honest with you. I think she had to be wooed by somebody else, RTA or someone must be swooping in for. No, I'm only joking. There's just not enough of her to go around. That's the problem. Hi to all. How are you, Chris? How's things, buddy? All good. Hello, Vincent. Hello, Daniel. Hi, all. Paul and Orla. Orla's not with me. She's probably watching, but. Good evening from Manchester. Good evening, Michael John. How are you? Did you like my t-shirt? You look a bit red, Paul. Hey, the sun is out again, lads. Look, this is it. This is what happens when the sun comes out here. You know what I mean? Look at my arms and everything. Like, yeah, it just attracts. It just, whoa, you know, something wrong with the camera. There's nothing wrong with the camera. I can turn off the. Oh. Still red. See, even with the light off. Yeah. How are you, Patriots? How are you, John Paul? How are you? I haven't heard from you in a long time, buddy. How's things? Good to see you there. Was that in a hotel or something, Paul? The one day for today? Yes, it was. And listen, this is the pull the left have over anything that we do. And in saying that, when I say anything that we do, like, these are distancing themselves from us. They don't want to have anything to do with us, the likes of Anthony Casey, the likes of Malachy Steenson, distancing. They don't want the far right involved in any of the protests and this, and they've made that quite clear, you know. So on their head, yeah, you know what I mean. But it looks as though everything is staged now. You know what I mean? I think Chris has something coming next week, so I'll wait for that one. I watched the podcast earlier with Tom McDonald and John Wilson talking to No Risk, No Reward. No Risk, No Reward. Is that the one? No Risk, No Reward. I think that's the one, yeah. And yapping to him. Very good interview, I have to say. I would recommend it. Go on and have a look at it too. I think it's No Risk, No Reward. Hello, all. But it was very good. You got sunburned again, Pablo. I did. I was out the back doing something the other day. I had a bit of work to do doing a pat. So I was putting the pat out the back. So yeah, a little bit of sun, you know yourself. You have to get out and get a bit of work done, don't you? Mr. In Between says the far left are the most dangerous group on university campuses. Yes, I agree. You have to look at what's going on in our own campuses here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the likes of that Richard Boyd Barrett gives lectures and speeches in Belfield and UCD. Like, these are communists, these people. This is what they're putting into the kids' heads. You know what I mean? This is why the kids are coming out. You look at every one of them protesters that's out for anything now. They're all college students going around with horrible clothes on them, thinking we're rebels, we're this, we're that. You're brainwashed, kids. That's all you are. You're brainwashed. Wake up and smell the coffee here. The parents are as bad to be letting them do it. You know what I mean? Oh, just leave them. They'll be grand. You know, they'll grow out of it. They don't grow out of it. They end up shooting people and doing mad things. That's what they do. They're mental. I'm telling you now. Blessing, it says now, evening all. Good evening. How are you? Michael John, the other day I was looking at the hot, handsome hunks. Yeah, I was out the back, so you didn't see me. Good evening, Paul, and everyone in the chat. Good evening, Ethna. How are you? I saw someone tried heckling a man, PJ, yesterday when he made a speech. Same story when Tom McDonald made a speech also. Was this yesterday in Cork? I'm still waiting on the speeches. Nobody sent me any speeches in, you know what I mean? And I haven't been. I'll tell you what happened to me yesterday. My back has been killing me all week. And I got a hot water bottle on Thursday and got into bed and lay on the hot water bottle all night. Didn't move. I woke up at 5:30 the next morning, same spot. Went to get up to go to the toilet and thought, geez, this is great. My back is brand new. It was brilliant. I got up a new man, right? Then by about 4 o'clock, it started to kick back in again. So yesterday, on Saturday, then I was really bad Saturday. So Ferg's missus had given me cream and these tablet things, sugar things to take, but I don't think they were working, so I had to take a diazepam again. So the diazepam, you're out, you know what I mean? So I lay on there at, Jesus, whatever, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And I woke up, watched the match, fell asleep. And my dad woke me up to move my car at 9:30. And I came back in, and my dad woke me up again at 3:30 when he was coming back in to wake me up again. So I didn't move. I did nothing yesterday. I seen nothing yesterday. I was just gazonked all day yesterday. And I feel a brand new man today. And that's why I wore out the t-shirt. I thought, there you go. I'm Irish, I'm Christian, I'm white, I'm straight, I'm one woke, I'm one back, I'm a meat eater, and I'm a male. How else can I piss you off today? I love it. I'll be honest with you, the only reason why I did wear it was because my belly's gone, so I can get back into it now. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than having a t-shirt on with the old belly popping out. So, yeah, I'm far right and proud. So am I. Evening all, Paolo. Do you check messages on the band app? I sent you a message weeks ago about vaccine injuries. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you out straight. I haven't reinstalled the band app on. I got a new phone a month ago, and I haven't reinstalled the band app. So that is my bad. I'm sorry. If you can send it in to me on if you can send me a text on that, on the 0892031521. I'm actually going to I'll do the band app when I finish the show this evening. I'll log back into it and get it all sorted. So that's what I'll do. I'll get it back and I'll have a look then, mate. Okay. Sorry about that, but I will. Cheers. Yeah, Paul. Rick Munn does have them on regularly. They were very good, the two of them. I have to say, they were very good. You know, you have to give credit where it's due. County Gaines and Baruch O'Malley are very good too. Yeah, that County Gaines, I watched. That County Gaines put out something about that girl that was with the pizza place in Portlaoise. I don't know. Good evening, Paolo, and all you far away, far right gangsters in the chat. God bless you all and your precious families. You look like you did after the weekend and doggy, brother. Yeah, do you remember that? Oh, that's Jesus. Is that 3 years? That's 3 years in May. Yeah, man. The May bank holiday. It was this time 3 years ago. Yeah, next weekend. Remember that, Ferg? We camped out. Yeah, outside Pat Kenny's gaff for a day. But it was like being in the Riviera, man. It was brilliant. Just lying there. Oh, it's deadly. Yeah. Over 140 and just over 20 lights. Come on in, folks. Oh, no, we're flying there. We're up to 400 there now at the minute. Fair play to everyone. Yeah, keep sharing it there. I'll throw out where we are and what we're doing. Sorry, Martin, you are sitting down there. Hello, Irishman. What now?
How are we all doing, everybody?
How are you? I didn't get any videos or anything from anyone. I sent it out there today or earlier on, but hey, listen.
Orla said she sent you millions upon millions upon millions of videos.
She did, yeah, but not of Cork.
Yeah, you don't want Cork videos. You don't want Cork videos.
Well, I kind of do because, you know, the speeches are the light.
I'll be honest with you. They're out there. I don't do recordings when I'm at events. I go to events that are called, that are, you know, near to me, and I said I wasn't going to anymore. This was a. Do you know what? I met all of my friends and all the people I'm so used to seeing and meeting at all of these events, and all the same people who travel from Cavan, from Dublin, from Donegal, from and the local guys who called it. But yeah, outside of that, there was no one there. There was no one there. There's definitely a bit of fuckery going on between Independent Ireland were calling something at the weekend in Cork. They had a Friday night, they had a Saturday night, and then they're supposed to have something. They were supposed to have something today.
Supposed to have something tonight, yeah. They were having a big thing at the hotel.
Look, do you know what? Not my gig. Not my gig. I go to support. I was asked to speak. I politely declined. That's not my thing. And the speakers are fantastic. I'll be interviewing on What Now Irishman one or two of the speakers in the future. And outside of that, somebody called something. Nobody put their hand up to say I called it, because I asked all the different groups and people involved.
Yeah.
Did you call this? Did you call this? Did you call this? The reality is, it's easy for somebody to stick out a AI generated call
image,
and patriots turn up, and every single patriot that's worth their salt turned up. But outside of that, there was nothing else. There was nothing else. Wonderful speeches, great speakers. Get organized.
If you remember, we said this last year. Was it last year we said this at Knock? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember at Knock? And I said it. I said it on the show that night. I said, listen, out of the 300 people that was there was 5 people there from Knock. Like, unless the people are going to come out themselves, and Tom spoke well, and John Wilson in Cork, they did very well. I haven't seen the speeches from Cork. I just seen what they did with Rick Munn. I didn't see Derek B there. Wasn't he behind it? We don't know.
Well, I can tell you as a matter of fact, he was there. I can tell you as a matter of fact.
No, he was there. He called off hardly.
That he didn't do anything, didn't interact with the organizers, didn't interact with the speakers, didn't look. I don't mind saying I don't like the guy, but yeah, he was there, but did nothing to promote the event whatsoever. Whether we called it or not, nothing to do with me. But like I said, he like a lot of people, they're there if the camera is shining on them. But if the camera isn't shining on them, they have zero interest. Like I was there, I met and spoke. I love going to these events because all I want to do is talk to people I only get to see online, and I only get to see them once or twice per year, and just get to have a chat with them, see how they're doing and stuff like that. But yeah, look, it goes back to the old fucking thing of, you know, people looking for heroes, people looking for saviors. They don't exist. Okay, you got some very, very smart people, some great speakers down there. They're salt of the earth people. They're not the grifters. They're not the, you know, the people who claim to be the saviors, so to speak. Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree. There's too many people claiming to be saviors, you know. Yeah, and there's not one of them is doing a tap. Let's be honest about it. They're not.
Well, I tell you what. No, if they can make a few bob out of it, they'll do work if there's money to be made. Yeah. Well, look. I won't look, Paul. I won't lie to you. You know where I'm at. We talk all the time. We talk in messages. We talk in person, etc., etc. I'm done with all this bollocks. I'm done with all the nonsense. I'm done with all the trying to be polite, trying to be nice, trying to get on with everybody. Nah.
Here's your brother. Here's your brother.
But the simple fact of the matter is, I'm worth more. It's as simple as that. I don't mind saying it. I'm a better human. I'm so long in the game now, and I've met every single player, that 9 times out of 10, I can come out of a conversation saying, I am a better human than you. And that's what it boils down to. And the lads I'm meeting, the lads I've met through the truckers' protests and stuff like that, same as me, small bit ignorant, small bit unwashed, just salt of the earth, well read, smart men, know the value of a pound.
Hang on there. Just let's put that. Derek Sharkey, IIT. Hi, Paul. Can you tell the public why you are not allowed to stay in your children's house? Thanks.
I won't lie to you. I was scrolling while I was talking to you. I was scrolling through the comments because I'd seen it and I wanted to fucking. I wanted to just fucking ban. I want to just ban it.
No. The reason I don't live in the house with my children is because me and their mother split up. Simple as. That's it. Were you looking for something more sinister? You know,
I don't live in the house with my children. My children are all grown up, but they're all still living at home. But myself and their mother are no longer together. We actually just basically shook hands and said, yeah, we're no longer fucking a couple, and that's it. And like look, Paul, we've given enough time to assholes and dissenters. Just ban them, just delete them, just get rid of them. We're better humans. We're better humans than them. It's as simple as that. And that's the stance I'm taking. I'm better.
Yeah.
And if anybody takes offense to that, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. There's £2 for the jar. I'll gladly pay it. Someone's just asking there,
hey,
Paul.
Orla is nonsense. There's no swear jar tonight.
Yeah. Paul, what do you think of the attack up north on the cops? Why don't they go after the migrants? Makes no sense. Bigger issues in Ireland than north and south divide. I haven't seen that, Frankie. Paul, were cops attacked? As I said, I was laid out all day yesterday. I've only been catching up on stuff here today. So if anyone can fill us in.
The 6 counties are a different kettle of fish. It's a different jurisdiction. It's a different police force. You have sectarian violence. You have normal criminality. You have immigrants problems. It's different to the south. PSNI, Foreign Force. I've interacted with them a couple of times. They were much more interested in who I was than the crime I was trying to report.
Yeah. Can I just address that there now? Okay, Michael John Dennis, any more about the Connolly Station stabbing? Okay, I got this on good authority today from a person who knows exactly what happened, okay? Nobody was stabbed, apparently. What happened was there was a guy had got out of hospital and his stitches had burst in his stomach. That's what all the blood was. Now, I have that on a reliable source that has been verified. That's what happened. That it wasn't a stabbing. Like I thought it was as well. I said it the other night, but I've been told that it wasn't a stabbing. That it was a guy who got out of hospital. A homeless guy had got out of hospital with stitches in his side or in his stomach, and he burst the stitches in Connolly Station, or the stitches burst, and that's what the blood was. Now, as I said, I have that on reliable information. I'll probably get lashed out with now saying, no, it wasn't a stabbing, it was this, it was that. Well, I'm telling you now, the person who told me today is very reliable and would be around homeless people and, you know, would know what's going on. Go on.
I'm glad that that's the truth. That makes me happy. But I'm also happy that the propaganda that it was a stabbing has actually gone all around the globe, because huge American accounts fucking sorry for the language retweeted it. It doesn't matter whether it's true. We're in a war and propaganda is important. And the reality is, although that big pool of blood in the train station is as a result of somebody with a medical emergency, the day after there was a guy covered in blood with a knife in the Centra on the streets of Dublin. The day before there was a guy getting his head kicked in, covered in blood.
Send me in the videos. Send them in 089 203 1521. Send them in to me. I won't be banned. Don't you worry. That's why we're here.
Just because that pool of blood wasn't violence related doesn't mean that violence isn't happening. And the reason that the authorities tried to close that down and shut that down is because they are masters of propaganda. We're only learning propaganda, but they're masters of it, and that's why they shut it down. But American audiences big accounts caught that and put it all over the place. The guy in the centre was fucking drugs feuds, as far as I know. The guy who got the head kicked off him by the foreigners again was the foreigner guy was claiming he raped my sister, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. We are witnessing a degeneration of normal society. Violence used to be rare. Violence used to be contained to family feuds, a few slaps thrown outside the nightclub, usually over a woman or something like that, or some lad insulting somebody like that. But it was.
Remember years ago, you'd have a straightener and go back in and have a blatant point. You know, come on, lads. Whatever happened to that?
It was contained. It was contained, and it was local. That was the big thing. Now we have literally like fucking New York in the 1980s. Whereas if you step outside, there's a 90% chance you're going to be fucking robbed, shot, or raped. Look,
like three things happened on Friday in Dublin City. 3 things. Your man was taken out. I have the video there. I'll show it in a minute. Your man was taken out of Cahill Brew Street. He had been in the park where the kids were flashing a knife, and the lads chased him, and he ran into the shop and started threatening the lads. And the guards came, and armed guards had to take him out. Then you had your man getting kicked to bits by the fella. Oh, he raped my sister. Well, now you know what it's like. You know what I mean? When your lads are coming out there and doing it to the humans in the bleeding area. So, you know, karma. You know what I mean?
I would say that there is an acceptable level of violence in society in relation to gentlemen. I have no problem with 2 lads boxing the heads off each other outside. Don't do it inside, do it outside. I'd prefer if you did it sober in the field and settle your differences like men. With fists, anything outside of that is you're a fucking coward and you're a weakling. And I don't mind saying that. You're a fucking coward and a weakling. I've offered men, come meet me sober in the field. If you want to bring guns, I've no Code of Duella, 1700s. The Irish. It was an Irishman that wrote the old dueling laws that the British aristocracy used for slights, so to speak. If a man slights you, you can have political discourse, and if it needs to go beyond that, then you can bring it into a field. This shit of violence on the streets and knives, etc., it's cowards. Only a coward has to resort to street violence because you're such a weak and small human being that you can't take a slight or you can't take an insult. You know, I understand if you've been hurt. There's legal routes, and if you don't want to use the legal routes, there's illegal routes, so to speak. But they're still morally correct.
Sometimes a good smack in the head sorts out a lot of problems. That's all I'd say.
When was the last time you got a box in the gob, Paul?
It's
a long time.
It would be, yeah.
I'm close with you. Yeah, I'm close with you. April of last year, and ask me if I deserved it.
You probably did.
100%. And do you know what?
There you go.
Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened when all was done and dusted, and there was plenty slaps thrown, and there was this, that, and the other, and all the usual handbags and nonsense? What do you think happened afterwards?
It's back friends talking.
Yeah, no problem. And next time I see you, I'll buy you a pint. Simple as that. Because that's what men do. Yeah. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who won or lost or who did this or the other. You air it out on the night outside, and you're done and dusted, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no grudge. There's no grudge.
Era 78. Was there an undercover in Tulsa? I don't know. I wasn't there that day. Usually people can spot them, you know, because it's usually the same crowd all the time, or somebody knows somebody who's there. So if somebody is there that they're not known, it will be made known to the organizers or anyone that's there, you know what I mean, to watch them, you know what I mean? In the Dáil last Friday, there was Sky News there and another crowd from Abu Dhabi doing the videos, and Adele Gillick called them out and the whole lot. It was great, like, you know what I mean? But I want to read that there. Alan Crogan. Hiya, Paul. I got a standard text from Clwyd Housing calling on all residents to meet and to show all the underrepresented how to register to vote, and there will be people to chat to them.
Very
There
good.
you go, guys.
That's positive work.
Well,
That's
now,
good
yeah.
work.
So there you go. I tell you, I'm after getting. I think I have it there. Just bear with me. Where is he? John Wilson. I just pulled that down there. I have to move the card there for me there. I'm just going to move the card there, right? When that John Wilson one pulls down,
Paul, if you leave me on my own, I will break everything.
someone just at the point. I see Conway is pulling the mental health card. I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
James Conway, hang on 1 second now. I don't care what anybody else thinks of James Conway. James Conway, congratulations on the birth of your son. His son's name is Martin, and that's all that matters. That's all you need to know. And fair fuck play to himself and Roisin and his 2 lovely daughters. And like I said, it doesn't matter what you think of James or what he's doing or anything like that. The man has a son, and like I said, I'm only speaking as a personal man. The man is my friend, and I don't care about politics. I don't care about fighting or people saying this, that, and the other. If I decide the man is my friend, nobody's going to tell me he's not my friend. And until James turns on and says, Marcin, you're not my friend, then that's it. But congratulations to James on the birth of your son. And fair play. Keep doing what you're doing in your neck of the woods and build your flock, build your whatever you're doing. And we should have nothing but, I'm just going to say, we shouldn't have an opinion on it, so to speak, other than say, we wish you well. We were politically aligned, we were Sinn Féin aligned, etc., etc. That's in the past. That is just moved on. But it's important that we retain our humanity. This is the most important thing. We retain our humanity. New daddy, good man, and Roisin, good woman.
Oh, well, congratulations. Yeah, Jesus, yeah, fair play. He hasn't got a sissy Mickey anymore. He has a boy Mickey now. He's good. That happened to me as well. I got the 2 girls. Oh, Jesus, no. If another one comes now, I'd be rightly Donald Duck in the gaff with 4 women. But I got Harry in the end. He was he's the baby.
Was it? I
better play this. I'm going to play this John Wilson up in Cork, right?
He was very good. Yeah, he was very good.
Okay. Gormahagat, Jordan. A horde, how we play the Keshler and Tyson, the father, the Blianta, agus Nilmer attack the rain rate of Gormahagat. And these monarchical Bliana has started again, agus become a realtas near realtas, become a low, stoid and gnaw bubble. Maar hard zitten in dat lion, a kocht in de Gelbaka, on a pokey, quid pokey, liente the arrogant, the tira.
Now, folks, don't ask me.
I just all yield, it's meeting all yield a our shul. Friends, we have attended protest marches and rallies for many decades, and generations before us have done the same thing. And I think we're probably all directing our energies at the same problem, the same underlying problem. And I'm sure I won't get a disagreement when I say that we do not have a government in Leinster House which represents the people of Ireland. We simply do not have that. What we have in Leinster House, since its first establishment, is a puppet regime installed by the English government as they fled before the rising Irish people in the War of Independence. What they did at the time is they divided the people, and with a combination of, I have to say, some who took an oath of allegiance to the King of England, including Michael Collins, and De Valera, who went on to hang Republicans with the English hangman. These are the forces which built Leinster House and the power it wields over the people of Ireland today.
Welcome in.
So today we're probably here because the issue has come to fore with the fuel crisis, the price of fuel. Truckers, farmers, heavy users of fuel have no choice because their livelihood is at stake. But homeowners, families, heating their homes, or people who drive for work or for whatever reason, the price of fuel has gone far beyond any reason, and it's been highlighted in the middle of all this that the lion's share of all of that is government tax anyway. So who are they fooling? Just like during the property boom, it turned out that the government was living off the excise duties and taxes on homes. And this is true today still, as yet again higher homeless figures are published than ever has existed in the state.
52% are non-national.
Now, I have to say it's nothing to do with the nationality of anybody. We have a government in Leinster House which does not represent the people of Ireland. And the further evidence for that is, announced again during the week, is that the government this year will have an unexpected surplus in the budget of €9 billion. It's already been mentioned here. That could house pretty much everybody in Ireland on the housing list without any loans. What we're experiencing today in the fuel crisis is not the result of the lack of resource. It is the result of decision in how those resources, which belong to the people of Ireland, how those resources are allocated. Today, electricity bills, anybody who gets them, they're soaring. But do we know that householders in Ireland pay twice the rate for electricity as do the data centres? And those same data centres use up about 20% of the total capacity of electricity generated in the state. So I have some notes, but there's so many issues people don't need me to read through them. We have been betrayed, we have been lied to, we have been bullied, arrested, beaten, conned, deceived everywhere by those who are duty bound to represent us.
Where are you, Connor?
So to my reading, it leaves one path open to us, and that is revolution. We have to be done with these people. When I say revolution, I'm not asking people to take the understandable anger and just lash out at whatever passes. What we must do is we must think calmly as to what is required to establish the freedom and the genuine independence of the Irish people. And as we think of that, my suggestion is that we realise we are not the first ones on the block. Our own generation and former generations, going back centuries, have dealt with the same issues. So we should learn the lessons learned by our former generations. And the overwhelming theme arising from that is that we need to re-establish the Irish Republic, proclaimed initially by the United Irishmen, reiterated and strengthened all the way through 1916, all the way through the most recent era of struggle in the 6 counties. This Irish Republic is what will guarantee to the people of Ireland that we will be masters of our own destiny. Yes! Fully, exclusively. The Irish people are the only legitimate stakeholders in establishing the policy of our state and the future of all of Ireland, not just the Free State, so-called. So, according Ian Marv, Smain of Sheer, or Cadaha Imaha Rowing, Cadiad na Haimana, a Viegor Sheincher, agus either Fred or Son Sears in the Tira, Mahan Trud Son Fos, the Kriach Nu. So, up to the public, according.
I was about 4 feet away from him when he made that speech, and First of all, he's a fluent Irish speaker.
Oh, lovely man.
Secondly, he has a sensible approach. It is a very, very sensible political approach to how we. I know people are saying in the comments, and people are even saying they always said this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter if you want to affect change. We're going to have to do it slowly and softly, and this is the reality. And that's the kind of man you want doing it. It's as simple as that. He's down to earth. He's on the ground. He's with the people. He has lived it. He spoke eloquently. He will reach more people than me shouting, "Oh, Jesus, immigrants," and all the other monarchy. He is quite literally a vote getter. And if you want to change the country politically, that's the kind of man you want speaking to you. Are you going to agree with him 100%? Nope. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to lobby him to take on your views politely. And I think we need to have an adult conversation about what politics and what change actually looks like. And I think that's something that we've realized now. We're a good few years in. You know what I mean? And
Martin, I'll have a swear jar on Friday night. Orla. Fuck.
Orla, look, I listen to me. I threw up the comments there were saying Martin's drunk, and somebody saying Martin's got a few in him. Look at Martin looks like a fucking hillbilly from.
You like something? You like something now is easy. Top man. I'm waiting for someone to come by and hand you a fucking guitar.
The guitar isn't far away. It's literally over in a chair there. But
yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind. Do you know what? I don't mind having a few jars in me, because do you know what? Most Irish people like a few jars, and all I'm doing is giving an opinion. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not saying anything bad about anyone. I'm just throwing ideas and my own thoughts out there. And when I ramble, I've good friends that will tell me, stop rambling. Thanks, Orla. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Anthony. You know, that's it. But we do need to have a long, hard look at ourselves and what it means to be nationalist, and what we actually want to do with the country, and what's real and what we can achieve. Unfortunately, the entire nationalist movement, due to infiltration, due to drugs, we need to talk about it, due to low IQ, due to this, that, and the other, is in shambles. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. We need to just have a lot. The man who spoke there, I'm not in his constituency. If he runs, and I was in his constituency, I'd vote for that man. Yeah, he'd only agree with me about 65% on policy. But
Teresa just said, I thought the stitches was a cover-up story. Listen, I thought it was as well until it was verified today to me. Okay, Teresa, it was verified by someone who works close with the homeless people, and she verified today. So I'll take her word on that. You know what I mean? She'd know more than what I know our people are surmising, you know. But listen,
okay, so it's not okay. So it's not a street violence story. It's a homelessness story, and it should be treated as such and should be promoted as such. That why in God's name have we men on the street?
Was that man let out on the street with stitches like that to burst in the middle of Connolly Station? That's the question that needs to be asked here. You know, it's a health system that's on its knees. Like years ago, they were saying it was a little bit shaky. It was a little bit. It was disabled. The health system is obsolete now. And Jennifer, the ghost, whatever her name is, you can't find her. She's like the Scarlet Pimpernel. Like she's nowhere to be found. Like, and she won't answer questions. Like, have I got that there? Hold on for a minute. I thought somebody sent me something earlier. I might have a breakdown of it here. Yeah. Just looking at the government spending tab here, right? The bike shed in Leinster House, 336 grand, right? 14 steps and a ramp was set $750,000. A printer that didn't fit in the room was 1,038,000. A security hub for the Office of Public Works was 1.43 million. Arts Council IT, which was scrapped, cost 6 million. Department of Children HQ, empty 18 months, 16 million. COVID ventilators that never worked, another 22 million. E-voting machines that were scrapped, another 55 million. RTE emergency bailout, 56 million. Electric buses with no chargers, 80 million. iPass to hotel operators in 2025 alone, 978 million. That's nearly $1 billion. And the Children's Hospital overrun of 1.79 million. That's a total of 3 billion in all of that stuff. A 3-bed family home costs 275 grand. 3 billion builds 10,900 homes. 20,000 children overdue disability assessment. 894,000 people on hospital waiting list. But at least the bike shed looks nice. You know, it beggars belief, like, you know what I mean? And people are still asleep to this. That it's just. Thank you. That you know of, Paul. The guards are covering up a hell of a lot. The guards cover up everything, lads. I'm telling you now. We are smaller, Michael. I'm watching Epsom whipping. Okay. Have to do a taxi run for the kids. Catch you when I get back. I'll see you, Jane. Yeah, see you in a bit. You can have it on the car, but the kids probably don't want to be looking at air mugs.
Air mugs is awesome.
James is a yeah. That's someone said. Orla said that to me the other day. Yeah, about something. And I just said, listen, we have mirrors in the gaff. I know I'm all right. You know what I mean? The government wants us to welcome tougher laws in Ireland, which is why they allowed open borders. Yeah, Dublin, John. I remember the days of restraint, not good old days, but I'm ready to show a few imports what being Irish is. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to be honest, lads. I'm going to be honest with you, lads. It's I'm about to lose my train of thought. Somebody sent me a message there and I read the message and I just went off topic there. I'll have a look now.
I'll jump in for you, Paul, in my inebriated state.
Go on, yeah. James is Antifa.
Two choices.
James Conway is Antifa. Are you taking the piss? He could be a lot of things, but he's not Antifa, lads. Come on.
I don't know what James is talking about. Look.
No.
But there's loads of different ideas, right?
Yeah.
There's loads of do you know what? We'll spend a few minutes talking about the Jew hole, right? And the Jew trap.
Yeah, here we go.
So, look, it needs to be addressed. The very simple fact of the matter is everybody is aware that there are old families and there is old power and there are Zionists and there are people who are pulling the strings, etc., etc., etc. Myself, Paul Fitzsimons, and all involved in nationalism in Ireland, that is not our war. We're not big. If you think you're big enough to take on that, then you're a fool. It's as simple as that. You're a fool. You're not big enough. You're not wealthy enough. It's not our war. Our war here is at home on the island of Éire, 32 counties that we have to reunify, and we need to push corrupt EU politicians out of power in this country and put in Irish nationalists. It's as simple as that. That's our war. Anything else, you can have all the discussions you want about Zionists and Jews, and I'm telling you, I know it exists. I know firsthand it exists. I read more than most. It exists. It's not your war. You're wasting your time. And you know what it is? Here's the biggest thing. It's a cop-out. And I'll say this to all the ethno-nationalists who blame everything on the Jews. It's a cop-out. It means you just get to sit in your hands and blame the fucking Jew under the bed and don't have to do anything in our own country. Because they're the Jews. They exist. It's not your war because you're not big enough. My war is against Micheál Martin and his ilk. My war is against Simon Harris and his ilk. My war is against Mary Lou McDonald and her ilk. My war is against anybody who subscribes to Marxism, communism, or socialism in any of its evil forms in this country. That is my war. And I'm not wasting time on stuff I can't change. Now, can I change what I just said there? The likes of Micheál Martin. Of course I can. Of course I can. I can do it through opinion. I can do it through lobbying. I can do it through conversation. and I can change in my locality the voting habits of people around me. Violent revolution is not happening. It's not in our people. It just isn't. It's in
Fergus
people.
Power just said, I'll just read Fergus' comment there. Why does he call you Martin? This is your moment.
Martin. My name Oskelga is Martin. Yeah, Martini Vertical. So Conway always calls me Martin.
This is he congratulated him as well. Why wouldn't you?
Of course.
A new Irish little baby boy that will be brought up to protect this land. Fair play, yeah.
Yeah, and that little boy will be brought up with a strict moral compass, a strong moral compass, and a small bit of country stuff that if you're not from the country, you won't understand. But what I'm saying to you is that we need to drop all the nonsense. We've done nonsense for a long time now. And what we need to do is, if you want a political solution, then you need to get serious about politics and drop all the nonsense and start reading and looking at stats and looking at actually what gets votes and what people want in your locality. Forget about the national picture. Just look at your local picture. What do people want? What are they crying out for? Canvas on that. That's fine. Forget about the national picture. Forget about global conflicts. Your Mary and your Biddy and your Johnny and John, they don't care. Concentrate on local stuff and you will be fine. Get out of the Jew hole. We know it exists.
Yeah.
And to all the people stuck in the Jew hole and stuck in the ideology, you're no better than the left because you're stuck in an ideology and you're using.
How long have we been saying this? Like, you know what I mean? We've been talking about this a long time. Like,
look,
we all know. Listen, the Jews run the media. We know that. The Jews run the Jews run everything. Everything. BlackRock, Vanguard, the whole lot is all Jews. Larry Fink, the whole lot of them, they're all Jews. The head of the CDC is a Jew. The head of this is a Jew. The lobbyists are Jews. What's it called? The ALU or the whatever it is that the lobbying thing in the States. Like they all get paid from Jews. You know what I mean? So this is why Israel is, you know, top priority for all the Yanks. You know what I mean? Is because they're being lobbied by them and they're being paid by them. We know that.
Okay, so what has
nothing to do with us?
What does that got to do with homeless figures? What is that?
Nothing.
We know Killarney plans, etc.
Yes.
But in relation to how do we fix it? Stop pissing and moaning about it. Drop all the nonsense.
And
make yourself
fix here.
But make yourself electable. You're not going to if you're just saying Jew, no Irish person's going to fucking elect you. You're never going to get. And I know people say, "Oh, the whole system is corrupt. The whole system is corrupt." The second somebody shows me a better solution, I've said it, I will get on board. Show me a better solution. Show me a better solution. But no one can, because again, we're not big enough. Take happiness and acceptance in the fact that we're all just individuals. We're all just tiny little cogs. You know my stance on independent Ireland at this stage privately, Paul. Like I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but it's a case of I'm doing my research, I'm looking, I'm digging into every fucking single one of them, and don't be surprised if I say.
Let's be honest about it. If there's 5 of them going to go, if there's 3 going from Fianna Fáil and a couple going from Fine Gael, you can bet your bollocks that's where they're going. You know what I mean? So
no, hang on, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael are going to jump ship and get in there. And my point was, as a party that's polling now at 8%, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael will push their dissenters and their this, that, and the other, and they'll give them a little nudge to go into independent Ireland as controlled opposition. For every single Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féiner, People for Profit, Labour, whatever that goes into independent Ireland, there must be 2 of us. And if you understand politics and lobbying and how the system actually works, for every single one of the people who jump ship from the dying parties into something new, there must be 2 of us. And if there isn't, then fuck you, because you didn't do what was required to save the country. You can piss and moan all you want. If you're not willing to compromise and put yourself in a difficult... Paul, you've been in court. I lost my fucking career I've fucking been dragged through disciplinaries. You've been fucking actually literally in the fucking courts. We've done our bit, and I'm willing to do more. But for anybody pissing and moaning about politics, no, there's no political solution or what could you do? I've just told you there's a party on the rise there that has caught the rural vote through the cost of living crisis and the fuel crisis. If you're worth your salt, sign up, pay them the fucking 20 quid, get in and start lobbying for your opinion. Because your opinion online isn't worth bollocks. Your opinion in the pub isn't worth bollocks. Your opinion at an Ardesh of a fucking political party is worth something. And you can push. If you get in and you bring 20 people with you, or 30 people with you, or 50 people with you, you now have power. You have power of influence, you have power of nudge. And that's how you do it. And I'm tired of being polite about it. And I'm tired of retards. I'm tired of low IQ muppets who talk shit and go on space. Get off spaces. Get out of the WhatsApp groups. Get off spaces. Stop talking shite. Put 20 quid into a political party and start lobbying. That's it. You want change? That's it. If you're not doing that, get up in the mountains and start fucking training. And if you're not doing one of the other, you're just full of shit. Simple as.
Yeah, that's it. Jew's gone. Jew's out of the way. Right, let me see what I have here. That was the John Wilson when I done that. I want to just talk. This is Clonmel. Okay. This is Clonmel. Watch this.
So I'm here in Clonmel town, and I just wanted to show you all these buildings here. So they have all been taken over by the one crowd. Okay. There. Down this area here as well. That has all
I will say I'll give all of her dues when it comes to interviewing people. She's not very good at outside reporting. I just throw that out there. Look, she wouldn't be as good as myself.
It's a very can I tell you about that? Look, so I am, believe it or not, well, 25 years ago, maybe a bit more, I worked in a restaurant called Mr. Bumble's that is literally in that area. I used to be chef people. So that whole section had Superquinn was still existed at the time, and it became Super Value. So there was an anchor supermarket in Superquinn, Super Value. There was Extravision on the corner. There was a big giant pharmacy. There was a hair salon. There was a Peter Marks, and a privately owned hair salon.
Peter Marks is still there. It's the only one that's still there.
And there was a huge amount of other pound shops, bric-a-brac shops. You know, it's the only pedestrianized area of Clonmel. It's a huge area. It was vibrant. It was open. That's where you went because there was places to eat, there was places to shop, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Councillors. This is civil servants and councillors killed Clonmel through raids. It is as simple as that. The council system wanted more and more and more money for people to do business, and they killed every single bit of business.
See,
they had a Tesco. Yeah. They had a Tesco. I'll tell you how corrupt Clonmel is. They had a Tesco in the town with a huge car park. And you think, you know, Tesco's now anchored there to bring people into the shop, and you get the drip off effect of people coming into the shop, and they go for something to eat, and they shop in the other shops that they get. And they allowed Tesco build a super Tesco way outside the town. So now you can go to Tesco and you don't have to go into Clonmel. You actually don't have to go into Clonmel to do anything, because between the ring road, the poppy fields, and where TK Maxx is, I can't remember what that one's called. You don't have to go into the town. Everything you can do is outside the town. You have no reason to go into the town whatsoever. Even that shopping centre where TK Maxx is, there was an Iceland in there. There was a few other bits and bobs. That has loads of empty units in it because the council sold to get business in, and then basically raped every business with rates to fill their coffers. So in the short term, they won, but now the town is dead, and the town is full of Ukrainians and Indians, vape shops. You might remember the €1 billion modular home thing. That's going great. That's going great. That's a real nice place to go now. Yeah. Anybody who lives in the area will tell you. There is rampant drug sale use. There is rampant, and I mean rampant, prostitution. This is the funny thing. The prostitution is mainly run from guys who are staying in the IPAS Centre, in Hearns Hotel, in Clonmel. These are refugees, so to speak. Yes, they're busing.
New to the parish.
Yeah, but they're running girls from Dublin, from the airports into Clonmel. There's about between 8 and 12 of them working every single night of the week. There's a lot of people covering Irish escorts online. This is a prostitution website that runs in Ireland. You can access it. Type it in there. Irish escorts.
Yes,
it's there. Run by Irish criminals to facilitate prostitution and people trafficking that exists and runs, listen to me, with impunity. With impunity. No investigation, no government. It's been called out by so many big prominent accounts. No government minister will actually touch it or talk about it. Why? Well, mainly because, and the reality is, the cops are in it, and they're getting their payoffs, and everybody's getting their payoffs. And if you actually found out who they run from apartments, if you dig into who owns the apartments, there's one for the old Nick Delahanty's, or some of the guys who are good at digging. I'm giving you the bait. I'm giving you the hook. You just put it together. I'm just choosing not to get shot.
Well said, Martin. People should concentrate on getting Ireland back for the Irish people, even if you are jarred.
I'm mildly buckled. That's the term I'm using. Mildly buckled. And all jokes aside, I have good reason to be. So it's not any of your fucking business, but I do have good reason to be. But I also wouldn't leave Paul on his own because I knew Orla wasn't on tonight.
Yeah, hold on.
And then the question we asked, well, Martin, if you knew we were going to be on tonight, should you have not had a drink? Fuck that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what
I have a life as well as this, and like I said, I wanted to have a drink and spend time with some friends who are cackling like hyenas in the background that should shut up.
Sorry. Stop the mosques. Everyone's saying stop the mosques. Well, to be fair, Martin Allen Shatter, who let in almost 70k mortgages into the country, is a small hat, as the name goes with Godfrey. Let's just look. Okay, Patrick Quinlan has been fighting for this since he's got into the council. Okay, he's looking to see how many migrants were housed by Fingal County Council. How many foreign nationals have been, and they will not give it to him. They keep shouting him down, saying he's a racist, he's a this, he's a that. Let's just do the numbers here. Okay, we've 80 to 100,000, maybe 120,000 Ukrainians here in this country, right? We were getting 3,000 Indians in a month for the last nearly 2 years. So that's 3, 12, 36. That's another 72,000. So that's what, nearly 200,000. And then we had the whatever migrants were coming in on with no passports and everything else, probably another 70,000. That's nearly 300,000 people came into this country over the last 5 years. Where are they? Where are these people? You know what I mean? It's like as though they just gone poof. They come in, they got a house, and they're gone into society. Meanwhile, there's still 17,500 Irish people homeless and on the streets. It's disgusting.
Did you see that video Did you see that video of the black dots representing everyone represented 100 people into Europe?
No,
Have
I
you
didn't
seen
see
that?
it. No.
It's actually terrifying. It's up there next, and you see it on Facebook as well. It basically shows the inward migration into Europe through black dots over a period of about, I think, 2000 and whatever, 2004, 2005 to today. So it's like the number is terrifying. The number is terrifying, but when you see it visualized as to how many people and what countries they're coming from, it's literally there's no other word you could use for what you're seeing in this image other than invasion. And that's it. There's no other way to describe it. It's absolutely terrifying. I'm sure somebody might send it into you, but
Send what into me?
I'm saying somebody might send that video into you of the if anybody has it, please send it into Paul in the WhatsApp of it's a visualization of the numbers of immigrants that have come to Europe over the last 20 years, and it's terrifying. There's no other way to describe it. It's terrifying. We're a small island. We should have big, high fences around the island politically to stop unnecessary migration, immigration. And we should have a zero illegal immigration policy. It's as simple as that. I watched a video. do you follow Kevin Sorbo on X? He's an American actor. He used to the Hercules TV series in the I follow him, and I follow James Woods and a few other high profile American accounts, and I have minor interactions with them. But he put up a video about an African woman, basically talking about how Muslims had come to her house and literally cut her son in half in front of her. Her baby son. Cut her son in half in front of her. And killed another child belonging to her. And most likely they raped her as well. But the point is that woman should be the only person and people like her should be the only people that should be coming to our country seeking refuge, because she genuinely needs to flee her country because of the barbaric practices of Islam and the persecution of Christians. The first question that should be asked of every person seeking asylum or wishing to come to this country is, are you Christian? And if they say yes, then ask what country they're from. And after that, then, if they're women and children, yes. And we should. I have no problem with housing women and children. And when we find somewhere safe for them to go, a safe African country for them to go to. Sorry, I just have some background noise. Give me 1 second. I was getting some feedback there. Sorry. And once we find a place for them, an African country that is safe for them to be sent back to, then there's no issue with that. That's the whole concept of asylum. We're saving your life because the place you were coming from is so dangerous that you do need to get out of it, but we'll find you somewhere else to go. It's not here. You're not staying here, but we'll find you somewhere to go after a period of time. That's the concept. Asylum doesn't mean home. The word asylum does not mean home or your forever home.
No.
It's just a place of safety in the short term. And I have no issue with that whatsoever. Because that was horrific to hear that woman talk.
You have to go home. It's as simple as that.
Oh, no. Asylum is not permanent. The whole concept of asylum it's not permanent. There is no right to citizenship. There is no right to stay here. We're helping you. But I'm sorry, I don't care what flavor of human you are. If your kids have been cut in half by Muslims, I have no problem bringing a specific number of people in to give them respite, so to speak, until we can find where we're going to send you that's safe. There's no reason for a man from any other country to be claiming asylum in this land. None.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you're not fucking brave enough to fight and die for what you believe in, I don't want you in my country. I never left my country. I've been here since I was born, and I'm going to fight and die here. If you're the type of man that runs, no, get your money together and send your wife and kids out of the country. No problem. But if you're willing to run and leave your wife and children behind and claim asylum, I would have stern things I would like to do to men like that, but not allow them in my borders. I would send you out in a leaking dinghy and tell you find your way back. But yeah, that story broke my heart. It broke my heart. I listened to that woman. I know it's real. I know what the Muslims do to Christians in Africa. I have my hierarchy, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. Christianity is higher on the list. It's as simple as that. And
okay, I have that video there. I'm just going to play that video, Martin, that you were talking about.
Oh God, this is terrifying.
Oh my Jesus. Jesus Christ. The red dots were 100 people coming into Europe. I'm going to play that again because that was mental. We have no issue with people coming in and contributing with show respect. Drainers have to go. Polish friend of mine says he feels sorry for what is happening in Ireland. Friends of mine are saying the same. Yeah. I'm going to just play that again. 2009-10. $12 million since 2009 have come into Europe and then fucked off somewhere else, you know, Ireland, England, you know, whatever. We're talking about people jumping on the bandwagon and everything else. I want to play a Nick Delahanty video that was sent in to me a couple of weeks ago and I forgot to play it, but I'm going to play it now. And I'm actually going to read out what was sent in to me as well. The actual post from this post. I'll play the video first.
I worked in law for 10 years, learned an awful lot there. I was a funds lawyer, corporate lawyer. I was setting up the vulture funds, was my job, so you can blame me for them. And, you know, at some point doing that, I realized that I didn't really agree with what I was doing, you know, and you kind of I got a realization of maybe some of these policies aren't in the best interest of, you know, normal Irish people. So I didn't, once I realized that, it took me a couple of years to be like, okay, I want to leave. It's the biggest catalyst. Then set up a business. I wanted to set up a business, set up a doggy daycare business because I love dogs. Who doesn't? And I got a dog, like a lot of people during lockdown. And what time they had at the time in around 2012, 2013 was to invite all these big, massive American companies here to buy up all these assets at rock bottom prices. And they were called vulture funds. Mm-hmm. And at the time, you know, people like gave out, said this is a terrible idea, but some people said, look, this is the only option. Okay. And I'm not saying it was the right or wrong thing back then, but we invited them all in and they bought up everything. They bought up people's houses, mortgages, and that's how NAMA got created. And NAMA became the bank of all these bad assets and sold them on. So they were the vulture funds. And we can debate whether that was right or wrong. But what was definitely wrong, and this is where I stand, is that we invited them in, but we never kicked them out. And they turned from vultures to cuckoos, in that they started buying, instead of buying bad assets of underperforming mortgages, they started buying brand new estates that were just being built, which was like 300 houses in Maynooth en masse. And that was supposed to be the house that I should have bought, or you should have bought, or Andrew should have bought. But, you know, they were buying them to rent them back to people. Yeah. And so therefore this thing of owning your own home became a lot harder. Yeah. And you were competing in the market against big vulture funds, these cuckoo funds. They're the same thing. Yeah. They're the same thing, only what they're buying is a bit different. So I was setting these up. I'm not totally against the big pools of these funds, but it's just what they do.
Yeah.
You know, they do other things. They set.
Now, Nick has done all of those things. Okay, now I just want to read. This could go on for a minute or two. Okay, but this is from Vultures, Cuckoos and Snakes. Okay, I am not saying it was right or wrong thing, Nick Delahante. Irish families lost everything and were thrown out on the streets because of what you introduced and set up here. Some out of pure desperation took their own lives. So I'm saying, yes, it was the wrong thing. He has spoken about wanting to have a debate with the far right and the far left. There is no far right here, only concerned Irish parents and people who would not accept forced mass illegal immigration into their respective communities around the country. He also refers to multiple stabbings of innocent Irish children and their care in Parnell Square as the Dublin riots. Why does he parrot and echo government and mainstream media labels and narratives? He reached out to me for information on Dave Mooney and the Igor Cafe, which I happily helped with, but then proceeded to pass all the hard work of South Dublin Says No, myself and others who took major personal risks, I'll vouch for that, as his own, until he received such a backlash in the comments he had to make a piss poor acknowledgement as to who did all the heavy lifting, and even at that, he couldn't bring himself to tag me or others in his post. I in turn reached out to him for advice. This is actually Fergus Power, by the way. I'm just let you know. I in turn reached out to him for advice shortly after he had contacted me about the information I had received. And even though he saw the message, he didn't have the common courtesy to respond to my text. I obviously served my purpose and perhaps was too common in Nick's eyes to warrant a reciprocated courtesy. Around the run-up to the presidential election, Molly Colby invited him on her space to promote himself. Anna made the announcement, time and date, then he ignored her messages, ducked out and eventually cancelled altogether. Nick's time is obviously more valuable than others. Either that or he realised he was going to get asked some very hard questions and actually challenged about his anti-Irish actions from the past as regards setting up heinous vulture funds to destroy the lives of families here, including young, vulnerable children. Listen to his tone as the interviewer just lets him skip on and talk about his business, which, judging by the photo, only employs mainly foreign staff, which it does. Not an ounce of guilt or remorse in his voice. The only time he showed any sign of regret when the monster he unleashed on the Irish people prevented him from purchasing his own home. Yeah. He is not busy praising dirty politicians. If he's not busy praising dirty politicians who have destroyed this country on behalf of their whoremasters, I love that one, in Europe, just like the pod pal Declan Ganley yesterday stating Micheál Martin didn't put a foot wrong with Trump. He is consistently ignoring legitimate questions from people in the comments with genuine concerns. If he's not, if you put yourself in the running for one of the highest public offices in the land, you should expect to be scrutinised by the very people who claim you want to represent, or is it just all about money and position? The fact that he chose to ignore so many questions indicates that he is more of the same legacy politician who feels that they are unanswerable to the public. The only thing changed is the face. People who are a genuine threat to and corrupt, people who are a genuine threat to the corrupt and rotten establishment don't get invited on mainstream media. No, they don't, or have the red carpet rolled out to attend dinner in the Viper's Den that is the Dáil. The genuine threats around are hounded non-stop by police, pulled out of their homes, but at all hours, dragged through the courts on bullshit charges, battered with batons, pepper sprayed and locked up. I will attest to that. I would like St. Nick to get a magic calculator out and present the stats on the amount of Irish families that he had thrown out on the streets and plunged into poverty because of the evil and greed he introduced into our home. I don't just jump on a shiny new thing. I'm not afraid to call anyone or anything out. Look at the big accounts that never mention the democide or the people who will not share a poster for the event of Tussler. Why? Because they're too busy promoting themselves. Aaron Gabra. Okay, that was fair saying that. I know it did go on a bit, but I just had to.
Ferg, I just have to say, Ferg Power, a real one, and nothing else needs to be said in relation to who Ferg is.
Yeah,
but what he's commenting on, Ferg, I'm gonna if you're still watching, Ferg, I'm gonna put this to you. I agree with everything you said there, but we're back in school. And we've got the rich kids, the cool kids, and then you have the rest of us.
The mad
And
kids.
I'll tell you what I've noticed. Yeah, with the troublemakers. Yeah, we like setting off firecrackers and fucking smoking in the toilets, etc. But what I'll tell you is the reciprocation from Nick Delahunty has a clique, and he's got his clique. And look, I don't mind saying names. The Gabby, Liam Lally, and Paul, the
Yeah.
chef down.
I trust none of them.
And no, that is their clique. I don't mind. Paul, we have a clique. There's you, me, Anthony, and we're in a clique as well. Like, so there's no, we call a spade a spade. We're in a clique as well. We've got some close friends. We've got some ideas. We do our thing. Here's the difference. We talk to everybody and we share everybody and we promote everybody.
Mm.
They neither like nor share nor repost. And I measure this, I watch this. They're not interested in the little people. And this is the reality. Okay, we're still the little people, you know what I mean? I don't like saying it, and I don't like shitting on people. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying we're back in school. They have their clique. We have they're the popular kids, or whatever you want to call it, whatever. We have our clique. We're interested in uniting all the cliques and having conversations. From what I've seen so far in the last year, they are not. And it's as simple as that. I've asked some of them individually. I've spoken to one or two of them in person, and I've asked them individually and sent messages saying, "Will you come on?"
Oh no, you Dan.
But from what I can see is no, they're not interested in talking to anybody else. They're interested in what they're doing. That's okay.
And they haven't, listen, hang on. They jumped on the fuel protest. They have not, listen, Delahunty, I said this about Delahunty last year. He's not one of us, and he never will be one of us. We were at a meeting last year and his name was brought up. Oh, we need to bring in the likes of Nick Delahunty, and we shot it down straight away. Why would we bring in Delahunty? Why would we bring him in at all? He's not with us. We all said it. Well, 4 or 5 of us said it. The rest of them
bleed
wanted
on the streets.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bleed on the streets. If you've bled in the streets and you've been there and you've been pushed by a cop and
Yeah.
But
he has not nailed his flag to the immigration mast with me over the last 2 years, and that's when I said it.
And he's never going. No, it's not about trust. It's not about trust. He is going a different route with a different clique, and that's okay. And I'm not going to shit on that clique. It is not for me, and I don't believe. At present, they've shown me enough to say that their interests are pure. And that's not shitting on them. I'm just giving you my opinion. At present, I don't have enough evidence to show me that their interests are pure. They may be, and they may be just different interests to mine, and that's fine. But at present, Ganley has too many. I was offering Elaine Mullally support when she was supporting Ganley, to saying I could get votes and I would help get votes and stuff like that. Even that wasn't reciprocated. You know, I did some more research now. In hindsight, that was probably not the best thing. Look, if he was going to run, it was the best of a bad bunch, so to speak, because it didn't look like. This is before Maria Steen came into the picture, so to speak. This is going back quite a while, but it wasn't reciprocated. They don't want to be tarred with the far right, so to speak, brush. And unfortunately, if you want to effect change in this country, you have to go through that gauntlet. You have to accept. You have to put your face in the paper. You have to be destroyed. You have to be, and then come out of it shining and saying, "Yeah, didn't do it. My opinions aren't going to change, and I'm not going to soften." Nothing you can do. It doesn't matter whether it's your picture in the paper, story about you, career lost, up in court. If you're still here after all that, then you're for the cause, so to speak. I don't know.
Blessing says no there. You can back all your eloquent speakers all you want. I stand behind people like Ferg any day. like Paul's speech at the Dáil.
100%.
The truth has to be said. No censorship or worrying about who's going to be upset. Stand up, speak
100%.
out. You're right. You're dead right. Yeah.
Lovely lady actually blessed me and said, no, I had the pleasure of meeting her in person for the first time at Tusla, outside Tusla.
Yeah, she's a nice lady, all right.
Yeah. So, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Look, the people who've been there, we know who they are. Now, how do we turn that into actual positive change and productive use of our time? I'm like I said, I told you, there's a party there on the rise, Independent Ireland. Join it, pay the 20 quid. I don't care whether you believe it or not. Give them the 20 quid so you can go to the meetings, so you can lobby, nudge, and pressure them into the policies you want to see fit. There's no nationalist entity going to emerge. It's not going to happen. It's just not. The Irish people don't want it. They're not interested. They'll take a middle of the road option in Independent Ireland or AN2 or something to that effect. Get in. Like I said, you don't have to believe in it. Give them 20 quid, you're a member. You can fucking vote on Ardèche. You can push policy. You can put ideas forward. You can build your own version of what they're selling in your local community. You can still be a member of a staunch nationalist party and still work with them. But while being a member of this one, you're not doing anything wrong. There's no law against being a member of more than one political party. But you will have a voice. You can nudge and push these emerging parties the right direction. And when I say the right direction, I mean the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Well said, Billy Bogus. Okay, let me see what I have here. No, we won't talk about that yet. What else have I got there?
I'm interested. What don't you want to talk about?
No, I'm just looking at the vaccine stuff. I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do. I don't want to do the vaccine stuff yet. It's too early. We'll do that in a while. Yeah, there's a few other bits there as well. Or I'll send you over stuff and Okay, I'm gonna do Linda de Courcy. Okay, this is Linda talking about the iPass house rules. Have you heard about this? No. Okay. We were talking about Muslims earlier, about Muslims killing Christians. Okay. This is Muslims have set fire to an entire Coptic Christian neighborhood in Cairo in Egypt. Look at this. That is disgusting, isn't it? That's Egypt. And then you have in Nigeria, like the Pope has just been done a tour of Africa. And there's nobody talking about this. Like, you know what I mean? What does that say? So like
it just references one of my favorite singers and a couple of my favorite bands. So I'm a Slipknot and Stone Sour. Yeah, so Corey Taylor. I get what you're saying. Exactly. Do you know what? If you want to be really sneaky about it, join fucking Labour and People Before Profit so you can get into their WhatsApp groups and see what they're doing. That's lads, politics is filthy. It's not a nice game. It's not about gentlemanly conduct. It's about winning. So, like I said, if you've a spare 20 quid, join People Before Profit, join Labour, join Social Democrats, join them all. Get into their WhatsApp group, see what they're talking about locally, and use it against them. That is politics, people. That is the world of it. It's disgusting.
I see John Flynn there, the Pope. He's part of the cabal. I gotta be honest with you, he hasn't said anything about what's going on in Africa, and it's disgusting. Like, he's the leader of the Catholic Church. Like, you know what I mean? He should be speaking out against this. The same way as they're not speaking out against LGBT shite.
The Vatican have been pro-Muslim since pretty much the Second World War, and probably going back further. Look, the Vatican entity, I'm not Catholic, I was born Catholic and baptized Catholic and had Catholic communion, and I had Catholic confirmation. I am not a Catholic. I disavow any association with the Vatican. I'm a Christian. A man on earth said some words, and he died for those words, and I follow that man and I follow his teachings. It's as simple as that. The Vatican is and always has been a weaponized version of a man's words, and that's what it is. It's an evil. You need to disassociate yourself with the Vatican. You own the churches, the brick and mortar of the churches you own. You own those churches. You don't need a priest. You don't need any systems. You don't, that brick and mortar and that roof and the beautiful ornate decor inside and the stained glass windows. You own them. If you're from that community, you own that church because your people built that. The Vatican didn't build them. Your people built it. Take ownership of it. Go worship in your own time. You do not need the corruption, debauchery, and filth of the Vatican to worship God. Ignore it. It's just another evil. It's just another form of control. Your relationship with God is from here to there, and that's it. And it's nobody else's business. It is nobody else's business. It's from here to there. You don't need systems, and you especially do not need the Vatican. It is a corrupt, disgusting entity. I don't care what people think of that. That's my opinion. I read a lot. Stay away from it, especially the ceremonies. The ceremonies are corrupt. Stay away from it. Hear your heart to whatever you're talking to. That's all you need.
I'm just trying to pull down Tom's speech from yesterday.
Tom got quite irate at that meeting. He got called out as a Israeli sympathizer and a Zionist. I don't know who shouted it. I know it happened, and he got quite irate about it. I don't know what it was about. It's news to me. It was strange. It was strange to see Tom of all people getting called out as that. I don't know. It might have been a head case in the crowd. There might be so. I look. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what it was about. But somebody called him out quite loudly, and he got quite irate about it. I don't know if that's in the video, but I'm just want to put context on it in case Tom getting mad in the video comes across. But like I said,
Yeah.
Well, it'll take a minute or two to come down, but there was a few speakers there yesterday. I see PJ there as well. I have his. I'll be pulling down his.
yeah,
as well.
great, yeah, very good.
Was it a good speech?
I'll actually be talking to PJ. I meant to do it today, only I got caught up with something else, but I'll be talking to PJ during the week and doing a What Now Irishman with him. So we'll have I should have that up and ready to go for next weekend.
Deadly. Okay, I'm going to run with just this one here. The Man with the Blade in Dublin on Friday. This was only one of 3 incidents that happened on Friday.
Give it to him, guy. Finish. Have a knife. This fella have a knife. He's not leaving that shop. No fucking way. Give me that thing, bro. This is all you should have said. All you need to get this. Go to the playground to change my life. All you are going to get this now. Every single one of you are going to get this. That's it. What? You don't be trying to kill the police? Hey man, put your phone down, bro.
Look.
That's what he did.
What happened?
What's the rest swinging his knife in the grip?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But that's, again, I will say that was only one incident that happened on Friday. There was three. There was one at 1 o'clock, one at 4 o'clock, and another one then in the evening time. But that was just in Dublin City. Then you had outside Dublin City, it's something happened in Tallaght, I think, and it's just gone ridiculous. It used to be once a week or once every 2 weeks. Now it's 3 times a day. It's sickening what is going on. Martin just went off there for a minute. Dublin John, yeah, all good. We all brothers and sisters in here, unless you're off the boat. Lol. Yeah. Paul, where was that incident, please? Anya, it was Carl Brewer Street, I think. Carl Brewer Street, yeah, in the centre there, or the Mace, or wherever it was. Have you your own phone on you? My phone, yeah, it's charging over there. Give me a second there. Martin, I'll come back in there now and I'll run and get my phone. Martin, I'm just going to jump over there to grab my phone. Okay.
I literally had to put the kettle on, so everybody can just watch me drinking my coffee. Go through a few of the comments. Yeah, you know what? I was Catholic for a huge amount of my life as well, but you can be Catholic. You can believe in the teachings of Christ through Catholicism. Stay away from the church. Stay away from the Vatican. It's not a good entity. It just isn't. It has sold out the teachings, the genuine teachings of Christ since its inception. And if you read and go back far enough, you will find out that it was all just politics and power. There's been the amount of corrupt popes that we've had to, that our people have to live
I need to come straight in here for a minute. Updating news as we speak, there is a bomb scare at Mountjoy Prison. Let me see, can I get this? Okay, let me share this. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it or see it. But this is outside Mountjoy Prison. Are you going to evacuate all the prisoners or what?
Bomb scare up at Mountjoy Prison. Maybe someone's trying to get Enoch Bork out.
Huh?
Maybe they're trying to get Enoch Bork out of prison.
Maybe the cost of living so much that somebody's trying to break in. You know?
Too expensive out
Nobody
here.
wants to break out these days. It's too expensive out here.
Yeah, bomb scare here.
Yeah.
So there you go, breaking news. Bomb scared up at Dublin's Mountjoy Prison. We'll keep you posted. If anyone else has anything coming in, please send them in to me. What was it now? It was Rosslare Port State. I don't know what that is.
It must be outside the prison, obviously, as opposed to inside the prison.
Yeah.
Bit of an odd one. Actually, Paul, have you talked, did yourself or Ola talk about the changes to X? Because it's the only free speech platform left.
Yeah.
You know they changed the algorithm and in relation to your reach, etc., and how you like. I went through it today. I spent a lot of it this morning just going through asking Grok what the changes are. So people need to be aware. I retweet like I've fucking nearly 250,000 retweets on my X account. Just retweeting other people's information. You're now going to be, they say it's not being penalized, but you're going to be penalized for just retweeting people's stuff. and not creating your own content, so to speak. So just for any X users, if you're not actively creating content and putting comments on retweets, your reach is going to be limited massively. But not only that, is what you see on your For You feed is going to be limited massively. So it's really, really important that everybody starts creating content, so to speak. So it just means you don't have to do videos or anything like that, but basically just if you're retweeting something, tweet, comment it, so put your own take on it so it will get reach. Because if you're retweeting, there's some accounts, not massive accounts, I'm saying some of the mid-range accounts that are really, really good and you know they're good people, you retweeting them just without comment may affect their accounts negatively. So it's better that you quote tweet to promote.
Okay.
I worked in law for 10 years.
Put the link back up there. What is it? I'm just deleting them.
Yeah. Saying it. That's a good one there.
Which one?
Yeah. X pretending to be a free speech platform, so why they have banned more than double the amount of people than when it was Twitter. So there's a massive clean out of bots all the time, and a lot of the small troll accounts are getting wiped out and stuff like that. Now, you have to remember, Twitter Dublin still has not been cleaned out. Musk never came over to Dublin and walked in with his think and said, "Fucking get the fuck out of here." Now, there's various different reasons that didn't happen. Okay, but you have to remember, ex-Dublin headquarters is still 100% blue-haired. You also have Commissioner Man, who are actively, and I mean actively, targeting individual accounts. Actively targeting it. You want to see, like, what Commissioner Man are doing, it puts fucking Goebbels' fucking propaganda machine to shit in Nazi Germany. What you have to remember, they brought a fucking Jeffrey, what's his name? Godfrey, Godfrey, is it? The weird looking fucking Big Bird character.
That horrible looking fucker. Plug. He's like Plug off the Mad comic.
They got that guy, right, from communist China.
From communist China. He was the man that was looking after all the shit over there, stopping. Yeah. And look at how China panned out.
It's the same as bringing
social
in the Canadian,
credit scores, the whole lot.
Yep, yeah. But it's the same as bringing in the Canadian one who was involved in the trucker protest as our new fucking chief of police, essentially, or head of the guards. Listen, the system knows what it's doing, and it's bringing in experts. They're smarter than you. They're better funded than you. They have all of the pieces. And unless we get smart and stop with the nonsense and actually back something that may actually win or afford change, or the other choice is get off social media, make it obsolete, make it unnecessary in your life, deny them revenue, go build your own community offline. Here's your two options: stay online and support a political entity that can actually affect change, or get offline and build your homestead. That's it. Two choices. It really is that simple. There's no other avenue, there's no savior, there's no nothing. Plow on with the politics. I've already said you need to get behind an entity that will actually affect change, or get off grid.
Yeah. I'm going to play Tom's video. I'm going to play Tom's video from yesterday. I'm going to make a quick cup of tea and we'll finish up then with the vaccines. Okay.
National flag. When and even the so-called opposition TVs and parties that are meant to be on our side of the argument. When was the last time you heard somebody from Aintu or independent Ireland stand up in Dáil Éireann and proudly proclaim Ireland belongs to the Irish? You've never heard it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker I'm going to introduce to you is the man who inspired the recent demonstrations that we've seen throughout this country. He's the man who put forward the idea of holding these demonstrations. And by the way, this is not a protest. This is a demonstration. A protest is when a prisoner climbs onto the roof of Cork prison or Mountjoy prison to demand better food. That's a protest. This is a demonstration. And what we have witnessed over the last 2 weeks are demonstrations. That's right. Demonstrations by people who are literally fighting for their survival in this country, where Irish people are rapidly becoming second-class citizens.
What are we?
Ladies and gentlemen, Councillor Tom McDonald from County Kildare.
Come on, Tom.
I'd like to thank everyone and the people that spoke in front of me. Great speakers. And Jeremy there, I watch them there with the boats coming in, the NATO ships and all that. See what's going on in Ireland is just unbelievable. We are a corporation. Ireland is a corporation. The Irish government do not recognise us. So the sooner we realise that, the better. They were been run only for our taxes so they can get on with the invasion and the takeover of our country. When the war broke out and whatever in Iran and the crisis was getting bigger, I was highlighting the fuel crisis, and I called a meeting at a protest meeting demonstration at Martin Hayden's office in Newbridge, so that people needed to know that this tax, to highlight the taxes on the fuel. The taxes on diesel and petrol is up to 65%. People don't know that. They'll go and they'll blame Trump, they'll blame the war, they'll blame everything, but they'll never blame that 65% that they're charging on tax is the problem. And where that problem is happening is when they go into Dunnes stores and the woman buys her shopping. Instead of paying €150, she's paying 300. That's in about 5 years. That's what's happened. So it's tax, tax, tax. When we had the crisis back in 2008, 2009, they put on these USE charges, to put on all taxes on top of it. Like we says, they will be removed, you know, when we get brighter days. So we hit brighter times at 14, 15, 16, but they never come off. Why? Because they increase the amount of people coming into the country. They increase our taxes, our social welfare payments in 2004 or 5 was about, or no, 2002 was 9 billion. What is it today? It's 43 billion. And that's caused by the people, mainly by coming in here. It should have levelled off here at about 25 billion social welfare. But social welfare now is up to 43 billion. So we're paying for that at the petrol pumps, we're taxed at work, we're paying it every way, and any way they can get it out of us. Yeah, they don't recognise the homeless. Someone was saying some of the people are homeless from overseas. We have no business. If you have a family, you feed your own family. You're not worried about people coming here from overseas. They have no business coming here. The game is over. We have homeless people. They are miscontriving the figures the whole time. The figures for homeless will always be 17, 18, 19,000, because they'll say we have to build more houses. Well, what do they do with the houses? They're selling them to vulture funds. In 2023, 70% of the properties bought in Dublin were bought by foreign people, and 46% of the was paid in cash, no mortgages. So that is absolutely horrific. There should be a revolution in this country, whether it be a peaceful revolution, we'd hope, or will people hit the streets and just take no more. But we're at breaking point, and when I got the people on the street for the fuel protest, I went to the meeting, Martin Hayden's office at 1 o'clock on the 28th, and I went down there with all the business people were meeting in the Midlands Hotel in Portlaoise. And I said, lads, Kieran Mullooly of Independent Ireland was orchestrating the meeting, and he says, we'll write letters to the government, we'll write letters to this. I says, action. We've took too much fucking writing letters to this one, that one and the other. Hit the M50 and we got a response. And well done to the boys in Whitegate and everyone down here. And the way those mercenaries treated the people in Whitegate was absolutely outrageous. They're up there talking to you. I'll talk to them. But they are basically scum, what they've done down there. Scum. And they'll always be known as scum and traitors. And as there was a speech years ago, Martin Luther King. He says, I have a dream. Well, I have a dream that will bring back treason. And see those archers over there? Hang every one of them out there.
Hang every one of them out, you're fucking right. Fucking right.
Next speaker.
I loved Tom's comment at the end there. Hang them from the arches. He'll get some stick of that. Yeah, somebody called him out as being a Zionist. I don't know what it was about. It was, look, not my war. I've better things to be doing with my time than dealing with that. Look, good speech, and he finished it extremely strong in relation to let's have a few lads swinging from trees, essentially.
Yeah. Shit's up and moving. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Look at it. This is a good one. Martin is a prod in all but name, and a prod church is a dead weak church. No, dude, I'm just better read than you. Simple as that. My relationship with Jesus Christ is 1-to-1.
Paul, get that yoke, Darren, off here.
There's a troll in you. Look, he's been a muppet and he's thrown some comments in. What about it? I threw a few of them up. Look, weak humans. Simple as that. Darren, come on the show.
He's 14. Yeah, Darren, are you 14?
Yeah, come on the show. Come on, do what now Irishman interview. We'll platform you if you've got good ideas. I'll give you an hour and a half. You get thousands of views. No problem. My DMs are open on X. Fire me a message. Do an interview with me. Have a conversation. It'll be polite and civil. Throw your ideas out there. If you know better than me or Paul, I want to hear it. Honestly. If you don't want to do that, then you're just fucking talking out your ass. So.
Trump? Did you see Trump last night getting ushered out of the thing? Did you see it?
Hey! Why did they get Vance out quicker?
Yeah,
yeah.
They took Vance before they took him. Yeah, that was mad, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll play this now just for a second.
Katie, do you have all your stuff? Yep, I'm fine. Cool.
Stand by. Yes, sir. Go to your right. Go to your right. Push out back there. Yeah.
That was mental, wasn't it?
It's I don't know. Like security, like
yeah, someone's just at a post in there now. Hang on. someone just put in there, he was just let through, right? Well, he wasn't. Like, seriously, I have the video here. Wait, like, see, can I find it? That one. That one. That one. Hold on. What's that one there? Oh, that was Caroline King. I'm gonna play this one, right? Because this is funny. You know the way they say they plan these things and everything else, you know? Let me just share this. You share this and listen to what she says. Can you hear that?
No sound. No sound.
Yeah, no sound. Why is that? No, I don't know what's happening there. Yeah. Facebook. I fucking hate Facebook. I'll play it again in a minute. All right, I just thought it was funny, but it's Facebook and it's not playing for some reason. Yeah, let's just move this, delete that. If I'd have known that earlier, I could have had it pulled down.
This Michelle account. There's a Darren and a Michelle account are very funny tonight now. Martin is just melting off. Watch their carte blanche Christianity. Everything in the mass has deep meaning. Gives the right to worship God. Martin, you've no right to mouth off just because you can. Well, I do have a right to mouth off because I'm a free sovereign individual and I have a God-given right to mouth off, and you have the right to mouth off. And the fact that I'm showing your comment here and having a conversation with you, again, I'm open. Hit me up on X, send me a message. I'll talk to you for an hour and a half. We'll put it out for everybody to see. This is the free will I was given by my God, which is all our God. And like I said, I choose to worship in my way because I know the Vatican is corrupt. I love churches. Do you want to know when I go to churches? They're empty. And they're beautiful and solemn, beautiful spiritual places. I don't need the pageantry, as I call it, of the Vatican, because the majority of it is lies.
Someone put in earlier that the email wasn't working. It is working now, and I'm just gonna. Hi, Paul. I made a contribution to the channel last week for €50. I wonder if you confirm that you got it. Love the show and tune in twice a week. I didn't get it. Was it the Revolut that you put it through? I don't know, but I will just share the Revolut here again for those who do want to buy us a coffee or whatever else. There you go. You can buy us a coffee. And I'll put that, in there as well. The link. If you could buy us a coffee, please, that would be brilliant. Who's Darren King music is going whatever that is. What's he saying? Can't please them all. What's Ferg saying there? I got it. I did. Me. Watch out for all the ones who stand on the stage in Dublin and profess the Gardaí are on their side, where their countrymen and women are getting battered in Cork and Galway. Yes, I agree, Greg. I agree.
There will come a time, and I'll shout this out, and I said this down in Cork. Pick a side. Rank and file Gardaí, pick a side. You obey your masters for now, but the tide will turn.
Exactly.
And if you're still wearing that uniform when the tide turns, next protest that comes along, call in sick. If you can't call in sick, just take off your rank, take off your jacket, just stand with the people. We're not going to do. We're peaceful, law-abiding citizens. We're not going to do anything. Stand with us. If you don't,
I'm being honest with you. I'm one of the people who said they should be called out. I don't care. I don't care where they live, what school the kids go to. That the kids need to know what they are. They're scumbags for what they did. I really don't care. And they can call me out as whatever they want to call me out as. This should be like up the north. The RUC were not allowed to live in the same neighbourhoods as normal people. They had to live in separate neighbourhoods and everything else off-soil, and they were protecting the whole lot. That's what they need to do with these. Get them out of their neighbourhoods. I don't want to have anything to do with these people at all. These people are mixed up with GAA clubs. They're mixed up with all sorts of shit that's going on in the community, teaching kids this, that, and the other. And they're out there battering people on the street with pepper spray. We seen your woman's video saying, oh, look at them scumbags, look at them this, look at them that. A lot of coppers have the same mentality. It's not just one or two, the whole lot of them, and they're racist. Listen, the Garda Síochána is the most racist organisation in the world, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I know they're protecting these at the minute, but that's, you know, I've known coppers, and they have been that black bastard, this, that nigger, this, that, and that's just the way they are, and they think the same. They look down their nose at us now as the far right. We're like Nazis now to them. We are the blacks and the niggers of, you know, what they used to call. We're the scumbags now. And no, I'm not having it anymore. Fuck them. They need to be called out. They're dirt. I'm going to play this video from Trump's thing last night. Just have a listen.
That was police rushing towards the White House Correspondents' Dinner where Trump was. After multiple shots were fired in the vicinity of the event, you can see that Secret Service rushed Trump out of the building. Listen to what Carolyn Levitt said moments before.
This speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
Oh, yeah. Shots fired.
Listen to them when they tell you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now you have it. But you said your man was the first one to come out. Pete Hegseth was the second one. Or Pete Hegseth was the last one to get out.
This is funny. I have to read this. This is funny. Like, what was the point of it all when we can just make up our own religion? Why did Jesus set up the Catholic Church then? Jesus didn't set up the Catholic Church.
No. Jesus
had died, risen, and had ascended into heaven long before the Catholic Church was set up. His actual devout apostles, all bar one of them, to the best of my knowledge, they did go and spread the word, but they were all executed. Every single one of them was martyred, bar one, I think. Before the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church wasn't set up until about 400 years after the resurrection. There was a belief system, but the actual system of the Catholic Church didn't exist until many, many, many years after Christ had lived, died, risen, and ascended to heaven. So, you know, each to their own. My prayer is very simple. Thank you. I'm sorry, and I will do better. And that's it. The current Vatican is, look, if you have a pope basically welcoming Islam as a sister religion, so to speak, yeah, you want to worship that and follow that, off you go. That's your choice. That's your God-given right. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's gone. What are we left? 158. We should be on to the vaccines, are we? No, I've Gavin. Yeah, we've Gavin on Black Horse Grove. This is a video from the other day. He was on Black Horse Grove with people with a 4-bedroom house. So I'll just play this and we'll come back and talk.
How are you folks? Councillor Gavin Pepper here, and I'm up here in Black Horse, right? Now, as you can see, there's a 4-bedroom house behind me, and the council are due to allocate it. Now, I'm here with some of the residents that are not happy because they were seeing people who are viewing it, and they want people that are on the list years, that are from the community, that live here. There's one particular girl, I think her name is Lindsay Kane, is it? She's 5 kids. She's number 4 on the list, and someone like that should be allocated the house. And the residents here said they're going to do a petition because they're not happy with the way the council are allocating houses in communities, and they're not listening to them. When Lindsay's calling up the council on a regular basis, they're saying, oh, look, nothing, we can't help you, call back another day, call back another day. It's not good enough. I'm here with Jackie, one of the residents. Jackie, how do you feel about this, and who should get this house? Because it's scandalous.
Well, definitely want to be around, because we don't want anyone else coming into it.
You want people from the
community. Like there's two of them here, that's, we know one of them that has 3 children, got 2 cousins. The other girl is Lindsay Kane, has 5 children, 3 special needs.
Yeah.
And she's 4th on the list, and we really thought Lindsay was going to get it. She was born and reared. The grandmothers are still up here. Well, the grandmothers passed away, but the uncles are still here in the house. And we want one to be around together.
And rightfully so. And Jackie, I'm Donna here. Donna, how do you feel about this?
How do I feel about it? Well, I can't understand how people that are years and years on the list are left on the list, and people, and I'm going to be out straight, coming in that are not years on the list, and I know for a fact they're not years on the list because they're not Irish people, right? Are being given this house and being offered this house.
Right.
It's a disgrace.
So, as I said, I don't know who's viewing the house and offering the house, but the residents have been looking and they see. But at the end of the day, they're making it very clear there's a lot of residents here that are not happy. They think someone like Lindsay should be offered the house. The council, you need to start listening to the communities, because let me ask you all something. Do you get to veto who lives beside you? You get to decide who you want living beside you. Absolutely. Like, that's what they want. They want residents that are from the area, whose kids grew up. Safety, but there's young children in the community, and they have concerns, and some of them have special needs, the kids. Give it to the family that deserves it. And I think Lindsay, who's number 4 on the list with 5 kids, clearly shows she deserves it. Exactly. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Start paying attention and listen to the communities. Once you listen to the communities, it's very easy.
Good stuff, Gavin.
Don't grab and praise the Garda, also at farmers, truckers, probably. Yes, it was only just Tom McDonald. Fuck that. I don't know. I didn't hear Gavin's speech at the farmers' protest, to be honest with you. But I know Tom did. But he sort of backtracked there yesterday. So,
before Tom's speech, Tom was talking to the Guards as well. So, look, lads, will you just accept that sometimes lads will go and talk to a guard? They might bloody know them, or they might just be asking, "What can I do?" Or they might be just look.
No, I'm not.
Do you know what?
No,
do you know what?
I don't even talk to the guards. I'm sorry.
I know
man.
you. Listen to me. Paul. I know you won't, and I've made a public statement saying I do not recognise them. They're a corporate entity and they're corporate employees.
Yeah,
that's my stance, and that's your stance. That's not. We don't get to tell Gavin Pepper or Tom McDonald what to do. That's not our place.
you want some? I'll give it to you. Darren Kane music. Would you not come on for the last 5 minutes there, Darren, just to show us who you are? And come on. Send me in a text there, look, and I'll let you come on. I'll give you your 5 minutes of fame. You can send us there. WhatsApp 0892031521. 0892031521. Yeah. Okay. The assisted suicide bill did not pass in the UK. How cool was that?
Very, very good. Hey, what do you make of Reclaim Britain? Rupert Lowe.
Reclaim, it's called now.
Is that what it's called?
Restore.
Oh, restore. Sorry, my mistake.
Restore, yeah. Reclaim.
Sorry.
Reclaim is here. Reclaim.
I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up with a new.
Captain Kelly and Reclaim Ireland and Herman Kelly and Alec O'Maguire who registered it. Oh my God! I tell you.
I'm just gonna say I'm taking my hands off that one. I don't know if I know last time I checked, it's not registered. I've spoken to.
She tried to register it last Friday.
I'm not. I'm
telling you, she did. I know she did. I've been told. Paul,
I'm just. How do you say?
I'm not going to put you in the shits. Okay, I was told.
No, it's not. Look,
I know.
Do you know what? It's not that. It's that. I'm literally taking a step back from all of the nonsense, and again, I just class this as more nonsense. I have a reasonable intellect. I'm going to put my productivity into something I believe can actually make, and like I said, lobbying. Simple as that. It's just lobbying, lobbying, lobbying. Those that are there, lobby them to push your ideas. You're never going to get in a million years a coherent nationalist movement off the ground. You're not. There's a lot of reasons. I'm not going to go through them all right now, but actually, fuck it. Do you know what? Will you indulge me for 2 minutes, Paul?
Go ahead, indulge you. Go ahead.
And you know what? And I'm sorry to my colleagues if this low IQ, the movement is filled with low IQ individuals. Drug use, the movement is filled with people who think that it's okay to use copious amounts of weed and narcotics and be a functioning member of society. Number 3, people who do not read or understand. Number 4, people who are caught in the Jew hole, as I spoke about earlier on. And number 5, egomaniacs, sociopaths, and psychopaths. That's it. You were never getting a nationalist movement off the ground. And they're the 5 reasons why you're not getting a nationalist movement off the ground. And I mean, ever. Ever. You can talk about state interference. You can talk about, nah, it's all internal. We do this to ourselves.
I got
There's
it.
people,
all right. Yeah, I got it. I did it.
Yeah, there's people who are more equipped. You may hate the system. I said at the start of the
Stephen
show,
says there's only one party, war party, now.
yeah, what, Stephen? You find me 100 men or 1,000 men, I'll be stuck in the middle of them. No problem. I'm not going first because I'm not going to prison. Simple as that. Not going to prison, and I'm not going to go on my own. You find me 1,000 men willing to stand with me in the line, no problem. I'm there, armed, ready to go. No problem. I'm not going first. We go all together, or we don't go at all.
Where we go one, we go all.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the reality.
I just want to read this here now. R.I.P. to this assisted suicide bill. On a great day for our nation, Kim Ledbetter and Lord Falkner's floor-assisted suicide bill has fallen after failing to complete its passage into the House of Lords on its last day of debate ahead of Parliament's progression next week. Yeah, the bill has fallen after peers recognised the bill could not be made safe despite hours of scrutiny. Countless royal colleagues, professional bodies, and groups representing vulnerable people had expressed their concerns with the bill. There it is. There, the House of Lords deserves immense gratitude. Hang on, I'll just take this here while I'm here, and I'm going to throw it in the comments if you just want to read it yourselves. If you just want to go in and read it, it's gone into the comments. Okay. There you go. The House of Lords deserves immense gratitude for fulfilling its constitutional role, as confirmed by the Lords Constitution Committee. It had no obligation to pass the bill, which was not in the government's election manifesto and narrowly passed the Commons. Assisted suicide supporters now threaten to revive the bill in the Commons after the King's speech and force it through irregularly using the Parliament Act. This would be inappropriate, a distraction from the challenges facing the country and likely to be defeated by MPs anyway. The last 18 months have demonstrated in both Scotland, whose assisted suicide bill was rejected last month, and Westminster, that it is not possible to introduce assisted suicide safely. Vulnerable lives will be saved because of the failure of these bills. Well done for them not bringing that in, because that would just open a whole can of worms. That would, it would be, I can't continue on, or I can't. In Canada now, if you're Down syndrome, you can do this. And if you have, if you're terminally ill, I understand people don't want to continue on and all that. But like, if you start bringing in stuff like that, like Gary Gannon and all them are on board with this, and not Gary Gannon. What was the other gobshite? Gino Kenny. Gino that didn't get re-elected. That gobshite.
So he's another fucking waste of a dope head. He just, who voted for it? Look, I won't go off on that. The assisted suicide bill, what the UK will do, and it'll be the similar, what they'll do in Ireland is once something is voted down like that, they will attach it to the next budget as a minor stipulation, so to speak. This is how they do it. It's mission creep. They will attach that bill to the budget and ensure that it is passed, because the budget has to be passed for a country that is a corporation to function. Ireland will do the same thing. Any bill that is now voted down or that isn't pushed through, they will attach it to the budget. It'll be like small print in the budget, and they'll get it through that way. The law doesn't, listen to me, constitutional rights and law doesn't exist anymore. We're literally in the Wild West, where they will do everything legal, illegal, and immoral to pass laws and bills. So don't be surprised if this is passed in. I guarantee you. Look at the next British budget. I guarantee you that'll be in it, and people will have to vote for it to ensure that the budget is passed.
In the UK this week, there was. I'm gonna play the video. This lady will tell you all you need to know. GB News.
Found guilty of repeatedly raping a woman on Brighton Beach. Ibrahim Al-Shaifi, 25, Karin Al-Danasser, 20, and Abdullah Al-Mahdi, 26, committed the attack in the early hours of October the 4th. Two of the men arrived on the UK on small boats 3 months prior to this attack. But we'll have more on this breaking story throughout the show and throughout the afternoon on GB News. But suffice to say, it's one of those things we are told never happens, just keeps happening, doesn't it? 3 asylum seekers have been found guilty of repeatedly raping.
This is what's happening. This is going to happen here as well, in the likes of Tramore, in the likes of Cork Town, and hen weekends going away like that. These bastards are laying wait. Another thing, they threw 20 of them out of the iPass Centre in City West last Sunday. 20 of them.
Where are they gone?
Exactly where are they gone? We don't know where they're gone. That's the thing. You know, and while I'm talking about this now, I'm going to just play Linda de Courcy here, because she talks about the iPass house rules. Wait and hear this.
So if you're not doing anything better for a while, I thought you'd like to hear what the iPass house rules are. Now, we as a society, as we all know, we have rules. We are a rules-based society. Whether we follow them or not is another thing. But, you know, there are rules, there are speed limits on the roads, etc. And, you know, most people choose to obey them because we understand that there are benefits to those rules. You know, it hopefully reduces accidents, etc. So depending on the generation you were born in and raised in, the rules were stricter than others. So I come from a fairly strict rules generation. Anyway, so it says this document says all iPass accommodation centres are governed by the same set of house rules. So basically they say you must treat everyone you meet with respect. You must also respect the property in the centre and the property belonging to other residents. You must not do anything that would compromise the safety or good order of your centre. Now we know, and we know more about City West than any other iPass centre because it's so big and there's been so many issues. So clearly this is not happening. So the men in there are not obeying the rules. You must not engage in any criminal or activity. And again, we've seen all these FOIs. There is criminal activity literally on a daily basis, or do anything which would harm or endanger or intimidate other residents, management or staff of the centre. And again, people are getting stabbed, people are getting attacked. So clearly they are not either understanding the rules or they're choosing to totally ignore them. So under Regulation 6 of the European Community's Reception Conditions Regulations 2018, the Minister for Children, Equality, Disability, Integration and Youth, so that was obviously Roderick in his past life, can decide to withdraw accommodation and related services if a resident has committed or is committing a serious breach of the house rules. So notice it's not saying you'll be deported if you do this, or you'll be, you know, you will be basically, your accommodation will be withdrawn. And what's interesting is what happened in Sagart last Friday. There had been some fisticuffs in the centre. Some people were injured, they have to go to hospital. Other people were kicked out. The community engagement team are coming back and saying actually people are never removed from the centre. They're you know, you don't have a 3 strikes and you're out policy, but actually they do, because they say it here: accommodation and related services will be withdrawn if you're not actually obeying the rules. So they're actually contradicting themselves in their statements, which is unfortunately unsurprising. So a serious breach of the house rules includes the following: violence, consuming illegal drugs, storing illegal drugs, being drunk and disorderly, sexual harassment, racism or intimidation of any kind, deliberately making false, malicious and defamatory statements, or endangering or harming the health and safety of the residents of staff. And so it says such conduct means you'll be reported to members of Garda Síochána. Like, in no disrespect to the guards, but I genuinely don't think most of these men would be in any way afraid or concerned about being reported to our Gardaí. So look, it's just, to me, it's a shocking indictment. What should happen with all these things is people should be deported. It should be, if you do any of these things, and we know as well, there was an IPAS applicant in the Ballyogan Centre in Dublin. He threatened to kill a woman via email, and he wasn't deported. He was sent to Dalkin House, which is in Clondalkin. So they are moving these criminals around. Sometimes they're kicking them out in the street, sometimes they're moving around. And Minister O'Callaghan, this is simply not good enough.
That's Linda de Courcy there. She's doing, I
Very
like
good.
Linda. She's doing good work. She is doing
Very
good
good.
work, I have to say.
It still doesn't answer the question, where are they gone?
Yeah. Exactly. Where are they gone?
It is of national interest and national safety that the location of the 20 men that were thrown out of the City West IPAS Centre are located. I would say they should be tagged, ankle bracelets, and the public should know where they are at all times. They can only be removed for some form of criminality. So you would imagine that they were kicked out for drug dealing, because drug dealing is rampant there. I want to know where these men are.
Yeah.
And mainstream media, it's your job, because you're funded by the state and paid to the state, to inform the public of where these men are. Have they been relocated? Are they roaming the streets? Are the local residents of City West safe? Is there 20 men now looking to break in somewhere because they need somewhere to sleep?
Exactly.
Is some poor child going to open their shed in the garden and find one of these guys sleeping in it?
Exactly.
National interest. It is of national interest that we know where these 20 people, 20 men who've been removed for what we presume is illegal activity. It is of national interest that we know where they are.
I agree. On a lighter note, let's talk about this lady here. Well, just before we finish, I'm going to play this, and it's just a gift that just keeps giving, isn't it? Like, really, let's be honest about it. Let's play this.
Numerous from men. Just today, actually, I got a message while I was in Cork. The effing state of you junkie, smack addict. You haven't a effing clue. Keep embarrassing yourself at those public speaking. Everyone, like, you know, their spelling is absolutely ridiculous as well. Everyone effing laughing at you. Your teeth are non-existent, and your...
Sorry, my bad.
I think we're getting the gist of it. I'm just going to say,
or an effing embarrassment to your children. Go effing kill yourself, junkie. Like, I've never took. Now, I'm not going to defend it here, like, you know, because I know what I do. But when it comes to my children, you know, and again, that's just one message for tonight.
How many of these would you be getting, and the nature of them? That's vitriolic. That's poisonous stuff.
In the last 2 weeks, no joke, I've got about 50 really serious messages. I've got I've got emails where there's been threat to my life, and like, I'm fine. I'm still going around. I went to Cork. I'm working. I can't allow these bullies to win. You know, they're trying to knock my confidence without knowing. Like, I suffer chronic pain from an accident I was in. I have a disformed arm that, like, you wouldn't know unless I shown it to you. You know what I mean?
Show it to you. I'll show it to you.
I've been through a lot in my life, and like, I talk slowly. I have dyslexia, like, you know. And for these people, just punch down. Nothing to do with me politics. It's more of my personal appearance that they have the problem with.
It is another level to bring it to Garda Síochána, and it's another level to speak about it so openly as you have done, and honestly.
Robbie Gallagher said to me yesterday outside of outside of Leinster House. He said, "Do you ever feel like sad or anything?" Of course, but I can't allow these bullies to win. I've got numerous of threats from men. Just today, actually, I got a message while I was in Cork. The effing state of you junkie, smack addict.
Okay, you get the gist of it. That's more anyway.
I'm not punching down. I'm not
punching down either.
Listen,
but
can I say something, Jim? You need to be able to articulate your point in a coherent manner. And I'm loaded with drink now, and I can speak better than that woman.
Yes.
She had to be put in place by senior politicians and or voting system in the colleges and universities. She is nothing only a DEI hire, as has been said in the comments.
That's exactly it, yeah.
But the most important, this is really, really important because this has been really, really bugging me. She has had a massive spot on her forehead through all of her interviews and everything I've seen since she started talking about the tri-flag. I just want somebody to please pop the spot on her forehead. Please, please, please. It is driving me absolutely bonkers. Massive whitehead on her forehead. You just go and you left a little cut and it'll be gone. Please, please, please. If you can't pop it, just cover it. I have a small bit of OCD. It is driving me nuts. Thank you.
Right. I'm going to play one more video here. This is, hold on, what's this now? Is it? Oh no, this is the politicians are the biggest enemy of our people. Treat them accordingly. God bless. Yeah, okay, let me just share this. Fig. This is one of Fig's. Okay.
Wrong way round, eh? Wrong way round. Mr. Adams, something to say about covering up your brother, the paedophile, for over 20 years. For all the other pedos out with your party moved down to Dublin. Something to say about them now? How are you children? You ever gonna answer for the missing children? The traffic children, the rape children on your watch? What to say? Excuse me. You're gonna have to answer one of these days, Roderick. Trafficked, raped, and dead children all on your watch. Yeah? Nothing to say. Absolute scumbag. How are you, Martin? Nothing to say about the excess deaths. How are you, Martin? You were getting a fake job. Nothing to say there, Martin, no? Nothing at all. Scumbag. You're part of the missing children, have you? At the Tulsa report, you're part of the missing children. No, you haven't. You're not a journalist, right? You're a propaganda wing for the government. That's all you are. You're a scumbag, right? You're a scumbag. You're the one that makes up shit. Propaganda. What about the missing children? That not matter now. What about all them cases? See you later, buddy. You slander, you're not wanted. Fake news not welcome in Ireland, right? See you, Barry. Stop lying and slandering. Try telling the fucking truth. Now you better off down. Go and look for the missing children. Go and look for the missing fucking children, yeah? Instead of here, hassling fucking ordinary men and women looking after the community. You don't tell the truth, right? Go on. Start telling the fucking truth, people. You want to talk to you, yeah? Go on. Scumbags.
Well done, Ferg.
Good man.
Good man. Now, this I won't get through it, Ferg. I've only 3 minutes. I'm not going to get through that in 3 minutes, but I will read it. I'll read it on Wednesday. I'm going to play that video again and read it on Wednesday because there's an awful lot of stuff in here that we need to get out. But as I said, I won't do it tonight. I'll do it Wednesday night when I'm here. I'll be on my lonesome again, because I think Orla has been smitten By the bright lights. No, I'm only
Stop.
joking.
She needs a break. She's tired. She's fucking.
I know
That
she does. I'm
girl,
only
that
joking. I'm only
that
joking.
woman is fucking killing herself, traveling to like so
flat
many
out,
counties
yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, I'll probably be sober on Wednesday, so I'll give you a dig out if you need it.
Yeah, that's no problem. Sure, listen, I can...
Probably. I don't.
Yeah, sure. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
I'll do a breathalyzer
Thank you
before
very
I come
much.
on.
Fair play to you for coming on tonight and giving me a dig out. Thank you very much.
I
As usual,
apologize.
it's been emotional.
I apologize to absolutely nobody.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that. Night and God bless, mate. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Good night,
Cheers.
good night.
Talk to you. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you as again, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. Fergus doing a brilliant job. He sure is. They should tag them criminals straight away. We need to have that at least. Yes. And Blessington says no. If we can give us a bit of information on what's going on in Blessington in Saggart. I'm a bog savage from the backward of the West, and I've been saying for years that Dubs will be the spearhead of the front line. Yeah, I hope so. Real Irish Man of the Year award for Ferg. Yeah. We might do that. Yeah, that's what we might do. The Gale Force Media Man of the Year award. Thanks, Paul and Martin. Thanks, no problem. I'll come on with you Wednesday and have a quick chat. Fair play, lads. God bless all here. It's a day, Ferg. We'll see you Wednesday, brother. Take care. Thanks, Paul and Martin. Good night, all. Good night, all. Good night, all. People, please stay together and be ready for emergencies. Yes, please do. I'll just try it up one more time before I go off. If anyone wants to buy us a coffee, you can please do it there now. Thank you. Hang on, let's do that. Thank you very much for everyone who tuned in tonight. And it's been a good old show, I have to say. We got through a lot of stuff. Thanks very much. Phil, right now, wait, great show. Thanks very much. Yeah. Good night, everyone. As I say every night when I'm leaving here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose. It will defend itself. Good night and God bless.